So if I have to predict, this is probably going to be one of the most watched videos in my entire series here. And that's because we are going to talk about pricing. This video is actually part one of a few videos about pricing, or as I actually call it, positioning. We'll get to that in a second. But once you've completed the walkthrough of the inside and outside of your property, you've done a thorough home valuation process, which we talk about in a previous video, you and your agent are going to determine the best way to position your property in the market. And again, I like to say positioning your home versus pricing your home. Pricing is just putting a number on it. But positioning your home is putting a number on it that makes it most attractive in comparison to the other competition out there within the current market. The goal is to get the most eyes on your home as it relates to all of those other properties that are on the market as well. So that is what I mean by positioning. And that is a smarter way to get more eyes on your property versus just picking the highest number. Okay? Here's how a smart agent's going to do that. I'm going to walk you through the whole process right now. They're going to look at three major things. First, I just mentioned, is the competition, which means the other comparable properties or the comps that have sold in your area, that are for sale, or that are under agreement. We'll look at all of the physical qualities of your home in comparison to those other homes. Not just the finishes and the quality, but also other things that we're going to cover in just a minute in part two. We're also going to look at the market conditions in your specific micro market or neighborhood, okay? Not the whole city or town, but your neighborhood. Your agent should do a comparative market analysis, or we call it a CMA. They're going to share that with you, and it will include everything that is sold, everything that's currently on the market, and everything that has gone under agreement, again, in your neighborhood. You're going to hear those referred to as the comps, okay? And given all the technology that's out there, buyers with or without agents, they're going to know all of these comps very, very intimately before they even come to your house, to a showing or to an open house. And you're going to hear them say things like, oh, your house is priced more expensive than number 16 up the street, and that one has a brand new kitchen and 2 renovated bathrooms, and yours doesn't. Sometimes I like to play a character. But it is very challenging to compete or justify a high price when all these people have all this knowledge, and they will have it. So that being said, when we're talking about the comparative market analysis, we're also going to consider number 2, the physical qualities of your home and of the other homes that are your potential competition. I'm talking about the finishes, the quality and level of your finishes, the quality of the build, the renovations you've done, or conversely, the renovations that should be done. Those are really, really important things that buyers are going to look at in relation to the price. They're also going to look at things like, oh, you have an extra parking spot, or you have a larger deck, whereas the other comps don't. So all of those things are going to come into play when determining where to position your home in the current market. And finally, we have number 3. You'll look at the market conditions. So your CMA is going to look at the original listing prices of homes versus the prices they sold at. Your agent must contact all of the other agents of homes that are on the market and homes that are under agreement and homes that sold in your area to sort of ask them what the activity's been like. Were there lots of buyers? Were the open houses busy? How many offers did you receive? Were those offers above asking? How long did it take to get them under agreement? All those kind of things are really going to give you better information for helping determine where to position your home. And those buyers are likely going to be the same people that come to see your property as well, if they didn't, win those other properties. So it's hyper local. You need to have someone doing deep digging to get as much data as possible when determining the right price or the right place to position your property. Oh, and by the way, this isn't going to be a third-party site looking at estimates or zestimates of other properties. Those, newsflash, are often way off. And part of the reason is they don't consider or have access to properties that sold pre-market or off-market. And in some cases, that's like 20% of properties. So those estimates should never, ever, 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 ever be the end all and be all of you determining your price. A human, your agent actually has to do some digging to get the full picture, calling those other agents and looking at all the data. You might hear from several agents, like, we priced it slightly below market and then we got 15 offers and it kept bidding and bidding and you ended up getting more than what you wanted. That's going to help inform whether or not you should price your home a little bit lower and end up getting above your original asking price. Getting that anecdotal information helps you determine where to position your house. Did it sell quickly? Did it sell over a long period of time? All right. So competitions, conditions, home conditions, and the conditions of the market. So those three things are going to be the three things that we look at to determine the price of your home. Competition, conditions, and the market.